You may not want to hear this, but there's a stage in healing where you finally meet yourself and you don't recognize who you're meeting after surviving childhood sexual assault, rape, domestic abuse, narcissistic parents, and the long-term effects of CPTSD. Your personality becomes shaped around danger. You learn to be hyper aware. You learn to be adaptable. You learn to be pleasing, quiet, careful, strategic. Those weren't personality traits. Those were survival traits. When the trauma-driven parts finally step back, the self, the real you, boop, begins to emerge. And it feels strange. It feels unfamiliar, and it feels like you are pretending. I think this is why so many survivors feel imposter syndrome during healing. Not because they're faking growth, but because they've never lived as themselves before. CPTSD wires your nervous system to expect intensity. Child sexual assault and rape teach your body to anticipate threats. Domestic abuse teaches you to shapeshift to survive. And when those patterns fall away, the nervous system doesn't know how to interpret authenticity. So, being yourself feels overwhelming. You question your preferences, your reactions, your voice. You question your right to exist without performing. Inner Family Systems explains this moment beautifully. The protective parts step back and the wounded parts soften. And that allows the self to begin to take the lead. But the self is foreign, might be quiet, calm, steady, or frantic and nervous. And after a lifetime of chaos, that steadiness feels like a costume that you are trying on. Here's the truth I've tried to get through my brain. You don't discover your personality all at once. This may be something that you are continuing to do and learn the rest of your life. You learn it in pieces. You learn what you actually like, not what kept you safe. You learn how to actually speak, not how to soften yourself for others. And you learn what you actually want, not what you were conditioned to tolerate. And at first, it feels bland. It can feel empty. It can feel like nothing is happening. It can feel like you're bored. But that blandness is the absence of danger. And it's the beginning of identity. And give yourself some grace. Slowly, the imposter syndrome starts to fade. The overwhelm will start to settle, and the quiet becomes your clarity. And you will eventually begin to realize you're not becoming someone new, per se, but you kind of are, right? You're becoming someone true to yourself. Boop.